If you're thinking about making the move to the South Charlotte area and you have kids, well, this video is for you because we're gonna highlight the top 5 communities that are kid-friendly in the South Charlotte area. So stick around because we're gonna jump right in. So when you are making the move and you have kids, you have some extra things to consider when making the move. It's not all about yourself. There are other things to consider like school, safety, things to do, all of those things within a community that the whole family will enjoy. And in this video, we're gonna take all those things to give you the top 5. And we're gonna start in reverse order with our number 5 community in the South Charlotte area, which is the SouthPark community. Let's talk a little bit more about SouthPark and why it's kid-friendly. But before we dive in, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all things going on in the South Charlotte area, things like kid-friendly communities, make sure you like and subscribe so you'll be the first to know as we release new content all the time. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group here at eXp Realty, and I love helping people just like you every single day that are learning about the South Charlotte area and would like someone to talk to learn a little bit more about. So make sure you reach out. We absolutely love it. With all that said, let's jump back in and talk SouthPark. Without a doubt, one of the most heavily weighted scores for the kid-friendly communities is the quality of schools. And the SouthPark zoning for schools is very high across the board, according to greatschools.org, with Mars Park High School testing very well across the board with graduation rates, testing scores rated at 8 out of 10. And you have Alexander Graham Middle School and then Sharon Elementary School, all of them also very highly rated. I would say what SouthPark's probably most known for is its high-end shopping and dining, the mall there with high-end shopping, as I mentioned, but it's definitely a kid-friendly community when you look at the quality of schools and the things to do as a family with children in the SouthPark area. When it comes to outdoor activities in the SouthPark area, you have 3 really great park options in the heart of SouthPark, whether it's outdoor concerts at Symphony Park, which is just adjacent to the SouthPark Mall. You have Park Road Park, which is a fantastic place for going on trails, go run, jog. There's baseball, soccer fields, just a great overall park. And then the best of them all, which is the Freedom Park, which is a little farther north, kind of right on the Myers Park area, but minutes from the SouthPark area, which that is another huge outdoor park with trails, a big lake to walk around to get your steps in, and just all sorts of things right at that Freedom Park, which is a beautiful staple of the South Charlotte area, just minutes from SouthPark. So outdoor activities in the SouthPark area definitely gets it on our list in the number 5 spot for SouthPark. And keeping of importance of safety, SouthPark's also rated as one of the safest communities in all of Charlotte, which is why it's number 5 on our list. And number 4 on our list, which if you were like me, or if your kids were like me as a kid, you could not keep me out of the water. And that's where this community highlights and stands out, which is Tega Cay, which is just west of the Fort Mill area, a small little hidden gem on Lake Wylie that an abundance of water, activities, parks, and having access to all the great things that the larger neighbor Fort Mill has to offer, like its schools, all within the Tega Cay area, making it so kid-friendly. And as we're going along, going up the ladder of our kid-friendly communities, schools continue to get stronger. And in the Tega Cay area, the schools are fantastic with Gold Hill Elementary, Middle School, and then Fort Mill High School, which are all either an 8 or 9 rating out of 10 with greatschools.org. The schools are absolutely great, and people are a little surprised when they hear how great the rating can be in South Carolina versus just north into North Carolina. But South Carolina Fort Mill, Tega Cay actually have some of the best schools in the greater Charlotte area. So the schools definitely stand out. And then when we're looking at the other thing that our kids are needing, entertainment, things to do, it is not disappointed in the Tega Cay area as well. Access to so many things to do in the Tega Cay area is awesome. You're right there with accessibility to Lake Wylie. So you've got those waterfront parks such as Windjammer Park with its access to picnic tables. You've got obviously places to play for the kids, water access, as well as nearby you've got Pitcairn Park with lake access to paddleboarding, launch, beautiful lake views, and the Catawba River access across the board in Tega Cay, where there's canoeing, kayaking, fishing. All of that right there is just fantastic. And that's just the beginning of all the things you can do with access. Also, easy access into Fort Mill and the parks and outdoor activities they have there make it such a family-friendly area. Then you're just really getting the tip of the iceberg of the things to do in Tega Cay. And although it's not technically in Tega Cay, you have one of the biggest amusement parks in all of the greater Charlotte area, Carolinas, which is Carowinds. And you're probably 10 minutes to get to Carowinds, which has different seasonal events going on, whether it's Halloween, the holidays, all these different times where the park can be used beyond just roller coasters and Snoopy and different things going on. So it's a great place with easy access in the Tega Cay area to go and to get a seasonal pass and be able to go on a weekend to take the kids to kill some time over a weekend. It's just fantastic and one of the great things that Tega Cay, location-wise, has access to. And coming in on number 3 on our list is none other than the Weddington area of South Charlotte in Union County. And Weddington does not disappoint as a family-friendly community. Number 1, with the schools in Weddington, covering the Weddington area are some of the most desirable schools in all of the greater Charlotte area, which encompasses Weddington High School, Middle School, and Weddington Elementary, all top rated 9 out of 10, or in some cases 10 out of 10 when it comes to the rankings, school, college preparation, scores, all of the highly rated necessities that people are looking for in schools. Weddington absolutely has it, as well as the athletics that Weddington has to offer. Some of the best in all of the state for sports across the board, whether especially football, state champions. We've got all sorts of athletics that are the cream of the crop that kids are excelling in the Weddington area. I happen to live in Weddington, so I may be biased, but it is number 3, definitely on our list for a reason. The schools are very in demand, and then looking at things to do. Now, while Weddington is not SouthPark in the sense of the variety of things, and you don't have commercial development that you're gonna have in other areas. You're not gonna have the SouthPark Mall and go inside and go to Build-A-Bear, but you do have the variety of parks like the Optimist Park right on Weddington Road. If you've seen some of our other videos, we highlight this as well, but it has some of the highly ranked athletics programs going on right in the Weddington, Wesley Chapel, Waxhaw area here in Weddington, that the sporting fields and coaches, athletics right in the Weddington area make it very desirable. You have Dogwood Park, also the Weddington, Wesley Chapel area that have great things to do for the family, whether it's a picnic, the outdoor playground areas, the beautiful little pond that you can watch geese, flying around and having all sorts of fun with the family. But the Weddington area from an outdoor activities is definitely more of a park type area than a one where you're going to go to a museum or Discovery Center. It's the outdoor areas, open areas that you're gonna really be able to enjoy more than some of the other places on our list. But with that all in mind, you're in such a a family-friendly area with the larger lots, outdoor living, great schools. That's why this falls so highly on our list. At number 3 is Weddington, and it's a very well-deserving number 3, which will take us up to our number 2 coming up now. And number 2 on our list is another popular community we've covered in some previous videos, and for good reason, because there's such a variety of things to do, and that is the Waxhaw community. And Waxhaw has been really driving things forward and growing things to do in the area. Newly launched Waxhaw Downtown Park, the new library that we've covered as well, that just launched the past year, 18 months. And all of that with a really robust downtown area that has events going on throughout the year, parades, activities, a very family-friendly community. And like I said, we've covered some of these things in the beautiful downtown area, but because Waxhaw covers and zoned for different schools, all of them really are great schools, but some of the top schools in the Waxhaw area getting ratings of 9 out of 10, like the Cuthbertson High School. Even parts of Weddington and Marvin are technically, you're gonna see zoned or with a Waxhaw address, but really we're looking at the Kensington Elementary, as I said, Cuthbertson High School, and some of the others right there that are super highly rated, desirable schools that families are looking as they're making the move into the South Charlotte. And Waxhaw's always getting a notch up for the schools and being a desirable place. But you have the David G. Barnes Park, the downtown park, as I mentioned. You have the Thread Trail going through the Waxhaw area. That is a long, very expansive trail for bikers, runners, hikers, that just is absolutely a great place for kids and families to really spend their days. So Waxhaw is a highly desirable family-friendly area, very safe community according to the rankings, and you can look through census, and we'll include some of the safety guidelines we used when saying an area is safe. So make sure to check our notes for that. But Waxhaw is definitely number 2 on our list, and for a good reason. And we will talk about our number 1 right now. And number 1 on our list is none other than the Ballantyne community in Charlotte. Not quite a city, not quite a town, but really a growing, bustling neighborhood, if you will, establishment in the South Charlotte area that has grown up before our eyes, and even more so recently with the expansion, the development of the Bowl in Ballantyne, which is just adding additional reason for it being number 1 on our list. But as we look at the schools in the Ballantyne area, you're looking at Audrey Kell High School, which is one of the top high schools in all of Charlotte and has been for a while. It's a great school. You have Community House Middle School, and all of those, whether it's a 9 out of 10, is a top school, and for good reason, getting kids to college, graduation, helping them to that next stage in life, and in one of the safest communities in all of Charlotte, according to niche.com. As you drive through the Ballantyne area, you see there are shops, there are things to do, very different than a Weddington or even where Waxhaw is right now. But it is a place where schools and outdoor activities are abundant, and it is definitely number 1 for a great reason. In addition to the brand new bowl that was just open to the public about a year ago, there's a variety of other activities, whether it's outside or indoor activities, including the Ballantyne District Park, which is brand new park with playgrounds, walking trails. There's Flat Branch Park, Elon Park, the indoor entertainment. I actually just took my kids for my son's birthday to the Sports Connection, which is a really nice new indoor entertainment area, whether it's playing games, video games, or a indoor kind of climbing park inside, and right next door there is a pickleball court for if your kids are playing pickleball. I think everybody over the age of 40 is playing pickleball right now, but that's attached right to the Sports Connection, which is a hugely popular kid-friendly park or entertainment area for kids. And that's really across Ballantyne. There are very kid-friendly things to do, whether it's moving around, outdoor activities, or indoor party activity type areas. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our tour of the top 5 communities, kid-friendly communities in the South Charlotte area. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group, and I absolutely love helping people just like you make the move, whether you're moving here with your family or moving here solo. Absolutely love it. So make sure to reach out. All of our information is below. So until next time, we'll see you then.